guys only here for the free pizza. Here are the voices of the Condors, Ryan Holt and Kevin Bartle.
Go, we're live.
Oh, we're already on.
We're live.
Oh, I was doing the countdown. Welcome to Condors Unleashed, live from the Dignity Health Studios inside the Bakersfield, Californian. Ryan Holt joined with Kevin Bartle here. Thanks for taking your lunch hour, spending it with us.
I'm the one with the beard, since we both look alike today.
We're dressed identical, I think.
Pretty much.
I think your pant size is a little bigger than mine, though.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but part of me wants to agree with you, and the other part doesn't.
Right, old Kevin Bartle here, Condors Unleashed. 12-1 each and every Wednesday, and episode 19. We've reached 19 episodes, and we're going strong, folks.
Thank you for spending your lunchtime with us.
Yes.
You weren't gonna
Without
say
you,
it,
the
that's fine.
paying customer, we wouldn't be in business.
By the way, still time to email Louis Amistoy and make sure that we're not canceled
Yes.
for the rest of the season.
LAMESTOY@Bakersfield.com.
Make sure that we have a show next week.
Yes.
Email Louis.
Subject line, Renew Condors Unleashed.
That's right.
And then just in the body of the email, tell them why you enjoy Condors Unleashed. Because we want to keep this show going. And to be honest with you, the sweeps numbers are a little struggling. I don't know when sweeps is, but
No, you don't. You're completely talking out your backside. All right.
Condors coming off a loss last night to the Alaska Aces by a 4-2 count. Troy Mann will come on to discuss that and the state of the team heading into a Friday contest at Rabobank Arena against the Ontario Reign. He'll be joining our Coach's Corner. And in our player segment, Bart's the Frozen Four just around the corner, and a guy who knows all about college hockey, Ryan Little, former Wisconsin.
That's right. That's the pizza showing up.
The pizza's here, fine.
And you wonder why our sweeps numbers aren't very
I mean,
good.
we just got to shut a Griff's stomach.
Nobody cares.
But anyways, Ryan Little will join us. He had the overtime game winner on Saturday.
Yeah, he was a hero. And, well, it's great to see him taking advantage of some extra ice time. He leads the team in plus-minus. I think he's been a good pickup here for this club. And you know he enjoyed getting that against the Ontario Reign, the team that didn't really give him a shot this year.
They released him.
They gassed him.
Yeah.
Condors picked him up. And there you have it, plus 15 on the season, and scored the overtime winner.
We also have for the record as well. Of course, Bakersfield Oilers night we'll talk about in just a little bit on Friday evening. We'll have a man who saw a lot of the Bakersfield Oilers in the Bakersfield Fog and just happens to be Kevin Bartle's brother-in-law, Bob Neath.
Just happens to be my brother-in-law, but when he heard that we were doing the Bakersfield Oilers night, I didn't meet anybody who was more excited about it. And he told me the story.
Giddy.
He was basically like the first caller for season tickets after they announced it. So he was there at the first game. We got pictures.
It's gonna be a little walk down memory lane.
It was cool. It
That's
was
what
cool.
we're gonna do.
So we're gonna have him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's it.
oh, I thought you were going to talk about our new polos.
We will in Holty's headline.
Oh, sorry.
We're going to get to Holty's headline.
It's time for Holty's headlines.
Don't follow the script I give you.
I didn't read a script. In fact, it's over there. Actually, I didn't bring the script. Was I supposed to?
Great planning, Barts. Way to go, buddy.
All right.
Hey, enjoy your pizza. All right, let's roll the highlights. Saturday night, the Condors knocking off the Ontario Reign 4-3 in overtime. And this one was one of the best games of the year, I thought, for Bakersfield. The debut of the gray sweaters here this season as the Condors ended up wearing them both games on the weekend in Las Vegas on Sunday afternoon as well. And this was the Gary Steffes show here early on. Steffes going to work down low, and just a fantastic shot from the bottom of the left circle, up underneath the crossbar, pass to J.P. Anderson, and the Condors were in business up 1-0. Ontario would end up tying it 1-1, and this was a trend we saw throughout the game as the Condors found themselves up a goal, tied, up a goal, tied, up a goal, tied, and then eventually would seal it in overtime. And big bounce-back win for the Condors as well. We'll talk with Troy Mann in Coach's Corner about this game in a few moments, but the Condors bouncing back after an effort in Friday night's game in Ontario in which Ontario was able to pick up the win and controlled the third period. But here in this Saturday game, and the Condors did a great job, I thought, of just managing this hockey game, managing the ebbs and flows of the game, and finding a way to get it done in overtime.
Well, you know, they showed that even, and we saw flashes of it last night as well through the first period, that, you know, that the systems are solid. And when the guys are executing them, you can be a little bit shorthanded. You can have some of your key cogs out of the lineup. That as long as everybody is where they're supposed to be and doing the little things that they're supposed to be doing, they can still have success. And, we're talking about this game. I mean, they were in control of this game from the beginning. They played a fantastic contest. And, missing three of their top 4D, top 5 rather. They're missing 2 of their best forwards, missing their best goalie, and they still came away with a win.
Gary Steffes with 2 goals in the hockey game, giving him 15 on the season. And the Condors would get a late power play, and they cashed in to put themselves up by a 3-2 scoreline. And that's something Matt Thurber, I think, does probably better than most in the Western Conference. He works the end boards as well as anybody and does the same thing there and ends up getting rewarded with the rebound goal.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Thurber has been a lot of fun to watch. He's just a kid that you can tell that he loves to have the puck on his stick. He loves to carry the puck. He doesn't panic with it. He's head up when the puck is on his stick. He's always looking for the open guy. He does the right thing here. He slows up. He finds the open man, and look what he does. He just goes and stops. So many guys just kind of do flybys across the crease, but not Thurber. He just stops, pitches a tent, waits for it to roll into his campsite.
That was a great expression. Was he making some s'mores as well?
I might have just made that up. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good on the fly.
Yeah.
It's almost like you had that on your script had you brought it. Anyways, the Condors would eventually get this game into overtime, and that's where our overtime game winner walked in on a breakaway, and good luck stopping that one, Anderson. The Condors get the 4-3 overtime victory. All of Condorstown goes bonkers, and Bakersfield gets the win over Ontario. And Bart's now 6 of the last 7 games against the Ontario Raid, and the Condors have picked up points. They seem to, even when they're shorthanded, match up well against what Ontario wants to do.
They've found a way to play well against Ontario, and I think the team themselves get up for those games. They haven't really had any games against Ontario over the last few months where you thought, you know what, they just didn't show up. And this was a good win for them, and I think they've enjoyed this budding rivalry here with that team.
Very nice crowd as well on hand, a crowd of over 5,400, and we'll replay this highlight a few more times. We'll get the breakdown from the man himself, Ryan Little, in our player guest at the bottom of the hour. But the Condors getting the victory over the Ontario Reign by a 4-3 scoreline. Now, the Condors raced out to a 2-0 lead last night in the game against Alaska, but Alaska able to storm back, and they pick up the 4-2 win over the Condors last evening. The Condors goal scored by Jordan Kanaxton and Eric Bergdorf. The Holty's headline, that's number 1 in the book. See, it says it right on my script, Barts, if you were following. Now we go to number 2. The Edmonton Oil Kings. And we could show off our handy-dandy polos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We look good.
Yeah, they're great polos. We're apparently sponsored by Under Armour as well here today. I don't know if that's a violation of the ECHL Reebok agreement, but
cool patch on the sleeve even.
Great patches, great polos. Thanks to the Edmonton Oil Kings for sending us polos. Also sent us a team-signed jersey and plenty of other gifts that we'll have for contest on Facebook, Twitter, community appearances, golf tournament coming up as well. So
those alternate Oil Kings jerseys
they're
are
awesome.
sick.
Speaking of the Oil Kings, they're up 3-0 in their first round series over the Prince Albert Raiders. They had a big comeback win last night. They look to wrap up the series tonight on the road in Prince Albert, which is somewhere in Alberta and somewhere that I don't ever want to visit. I have no clue where in Alberta it is. But the Oil Kings will look to wrap it up tonight. So good luck to them. And hope for the sweep in Prince Albert. Holty's headline number 3. Yeah, that guy. Laurent Brossoit backed up Ben Scrivens last night with the Edmonton Oilers. We had pictures up on our Facebook and Twitter all night long, also on the Edmonton Oilers Instagram. A lot of fun. Hold on. What happened here? What's going on?
You're supposed to pretend like he's not in there working.
Oh, sorry. All right. All right, keep going. What's going on here? Eat some pizza. Have some fun. Laurent Brossoit promoted to the Edmonton Oilers, and with the Oilers, backed up Ben Scrivens last night for the the loss against the San Jose Sharks. But it was a lot of fun to see LB in Edmonton colors last evening, and Ben Scrivens talking about that at Morning Skate today and talking about just how nice it is for a young guy, LB just turning 21 years old, to be rewarded at such a young age for doing hard work down here in the ECHL, also in the American Hockey League as well.
I mean, the difference between the National Hockey League and the ECHL it's big.
Yeah, I mean, Laurent Brossoit went from making $160-odd a day last week to over $3,000 a day this week. And LB, I'm still here. If you'd like to, hi, I'm right here.
I'm sure it was eyes wide open type of experience for him that first day when he came in, and he goes, he missed morning skate, by the way, when we had a flight delay.
Yeah.
But for him to go out there for warm-ups and have the crowd filing in and have some of the best players in the world coming down and shooting on him, I mean, it's a cool feeling. So great for him.
And one thing I want to mention as well, see a lot on social media about the Edmonton Oilers and the Oklahoma City Barons taking, and I put the air quotes here, our players. Let me tell you something, folks. Laurent Brossoit, although he played for the Condors this year, is not the Condors.
He's not our player.
He's the Oilers player, and they loaned him to us. So I think any amount of games played here by guys like Brossoit, Joey Leach, I mean, even Bergdorfer now under contract at Oklahoma City, is really icing on the cake for the Condors. You get Greg Miller down. That's icing on the cake for Bakersfield. So there's a difference. Guys like Ryan Watson, Matt Thurber, they're ours. They're Condors, right? So if someone takes them, you can be mad. You can't be mad if Laurent Brossoit goes up. You just can't.
Can you be mad if someone takes Jordan Knackstead when we're playing their affiliate?
Yeah,
Games?
you can be visibly and utterly upset
at
the Calgary Flames organization and the Alaska Aces. That's more than reasonable. Just wanted to clear the air on that one. All right, moving on. The Bakersfield Oilers jerseys were donning these sweaters on a Friday evening. They're going to be cool. They got the Oilers patch on the side. They're a near replica of the jerseys that, look at this. I get the program right here. The 1994-95 Bakersfield Oilers donned.
That's what it said in the program.
That's the game
Jim.
program. And also what it says in the program is, for all your insurance needs, head to Farmers Insurance Group and ask for number 14, Russ Franklin. Or
it was not fortune and glory back in the day playing for the Bakersfield Oilers.
Or, hold on, or for all your Franklin financial services and real estate loans, find Barry Sherry. He's number 20 and the loan manager. They took up all their ad space with their players.
I love it. Hey, you had to be able to convince them to drive up from Los Angeles every weekend for something.
Listen, we use players to help our sponsors, our great partners, Goose Loonies, Houch and Blood Bank. We use our players in their commercials, but not for businesses which they own.
That was a different age, that's for sure. I look forward
cool
to
game program.
I look forward to talking with Bob about that a little bit later.
We'll talk about it. And of course, I want to mention as well the Harry Back contest coming up on Friday evening. Oh, we missed the Frozen. Well, we'll get to the Frozen Four. You're not following. You're not following my script.
Does anyone pay attention to your
Anybody's
script?
pay attention to my script?
Poor Holt.
Anyways, the Harry's Back contest coming up on Friday. You can send us your pictures. There it is.
Hey. Yeah.
Condors at BakersfieldCondors.com. We've gotten a lot of submissions. Now, this guy is not in the Harry's Back contest.
Now, that guy came to us on a Google search.
Yeah, he's out of the Detroit Pistons Harry's Back contest, which I assume he won with that spine hawk. But
I love it. I mean, that
says I come to party.
That's a formidable look.
I'm here, and I'm here to party.
That is a formidable look.
Yep.
I'm a little uncomfortable with him being right over my right shoulder like that. That doesn't really make me very comfortable.
Somewhere there's a woman that says, I want that. Somewhere. I don't know where she is, but she's somewhere, and she comes to party.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've gotten a lot of submissions, actually, and there's a lot of good things on the line. A $75 gift card to Eureka Burger, some other great prizes as well. If you're a finalist, you get tickets to the game for you and your family. So come on out. You can win 4 glass seats to an upcoming Condors game as well.
Am I allowed to say that I already think we have our winner? I mean, we
might have our winner
One guy that submitted,
but hey,
he's good.
Now let's get to the Frozen Four.
Right, Frozen
We're
Four.
going to make our Frozen Four picks. Folks, the Frozen Four tournament coming up. It starts on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's on the ESPN family of networks. The Frozen Four final, the Final Four teams comes up in 2 weeks. That'll be in Philadelphia. But there's the bracket. We've filled out our brackets. And, Bart, let's get to the Frozen Four. Who do you have in your Frozen Four?
I got Minnesota.
Okay.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Versus Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And I went with the Dutchman versus UML.
That would be Union versus Lowell.
Yeah.
I like your left side of the bracket, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I got Providence and Mankato on the right side. I think those two are toss-ups. And notice I didn't pick my hometown team, Boston College, because I just don't think they have it this year. I go with goaltending.
I went with UML. They got a great goaltender, and I spent a couple years going to that building every single day of my life.
Yeah, so who do you have winning it over who, Bartz?
Wisconsin.
Ah, you went with the hometown
Over
guy.
UML.
That's in the,
Yeah, well,
hey, let me play Homer.
I wasn't thinking about that, but
Yeah.
whatever.
All right. I have Minnesota over Providence. I like both their netminders, and I think the key in the NCAA tournament is netminding. John Gillies for
Thanks.
Providence, who's a...
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
All right, we're going to break. I've had enough of you. Troy Mann when we come back on this other side of this quick timeout. Condors Unleashed, live from the Dignity Health Studios inside the Bakersfield, California. Stay tuned.